Here today with Mike Graham, one of the most popular presenters at Talk Radio. By one of this country's best media presenters, Talk Radio's Julia Hartley-Brewer. By Isabel Oakeshott, one of the top political journalists and commentators in this country. The Brexit hero and Conservative MP Nigel Evans. With Toby Young, the founder of the Free Speech Union. Well, yes, Annunziata Rees-Mogg, the former Conservative MEP.
So thanks for coming on the show, Madeline.
Hello Tom, welcome to the channel.
Hi, great to be here.
Now we're joined by the one and only Nigel Farage. How are you, Nigel?
Fine, thanks, Mike. Good, yeah.
Some of us are moving on. Not everybody's apparently accepting the result. Right, let's talk about Greta Thunberg. The EU member states attacked the Commission and Germany are now in trouble. If we need more nurses, we will bring more nurses. If we don't need low-skilled workers, we won't bring low-skilled workers. So I'm currently on Edgware Road and this place is absolutely crazy. I mentioned Owen Jones having this weird meltdown for absolutely no reason. They don't know what's about to come. This building is about to cause chaos again. Like one of these. But, well, these are actual real flags, but the European Union flag, one of those fake flags. Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream with a bit of a semi-breaking news and other stuff. We're going to cover many other things and we're going to come to you guys in the live chat if you're joining us live. If you're watching it after it was live, then apologies. Maybe next time you can actually, hopefully you get a notification and you will join us when we're live. All right, so first things first. Hello to everybody in live chat. Today is the 4th of July, which means happy Treason Day to America and to all the American subscribers watching this right now from the States. Happy Treason Day, you ungrateful colonials. The whole battle about tea and tax, you now have terrible tea in America and you're still paying tax, so that didn't work out quite well. Anyway, happy birthday America, happy Independence Day. Now let's talk about what's going on in Westminster because, all right, firstly, apologies to everybody because I promised, hopefully, I will not be talking about Partygate, Privileges Committee, any of that nonsense ever again. I knew that wasn't going to happen. I knew I'm going to be forced to talk about it. So here we go. Let's talk about Bernard Jenkin. So the Privileges Committee that brought down Boris Johnson, one of the senior members, Bernard Jenkin as an MP, was caught to have allegedly broken the lockdown rules himself, right? It's already boring. It's already getting boring. I know that. But it is interesting because we're going to be talking about the statement, the official statement that we received from the Metropolitan Police. I'm going to be talking about the police. We're going to be talking about the rule makers who are the rule breakers, but also those who went with the moral high ground, like the Privileges Committee, people like Harriet Harman, Bernard Jenkins himself, Chris Bryant, yeah, he's the god of morality, yeah, self-entitled, and there's a bit of a problem with hypocrisy, a bit of a problem, let's just say. So we have the statement from the Met on this issue, and also that party in Tory Central Office, CCHQ, the video that came out recently. The photo came out a year ago. Sean Bailey was there. Actually, it was a party for Sean Bailey's mayoral campaign. And this was at a time when they weren't really supposed to be having any gatherings. So the police are now going to be investigating both Bernard Jenkin and the Tory Central Office gathering. That was one of the most embarrassing parties I've seen, the videos we saw. It was very boring. They didn't know how to dance. Okay. Update on assessment of alleged breaches of the regulations of the virus. The Met and Thames Valley Police have assessed new material in relation to potential breaches of the COVID regulations in 2020 and 2021. The Met will be opening one investigation and reopening a previous investigation. The approach to the assessment of these events has been consistent, enforcing the law carefully, thoroughly, proportionately, impartially, and without fear or favour. Let's see how it goes. The Met has previously published criteria for assessing when to launch investigations into breaches and of the regulations reported. We will do so only when there is evidence of a serious breach. So not a normal breach, serious breach. So, for example, they got bullet points. It is if it is proportionate and there is evidence that those involved knew or ought to have known what they were doing was an offence. Okay. If are not investigating would significantly undermine the legitimacy of the law, that one should actually apply to Keir Starmer's Beergate in Durham, beer and curry with Angela Rayner. That second bullet point should actually apply to that one. Because the police decided, no, it's not really a rule breaking. It's fine. If you drink beer and eat curry in Durham, it's fine. Oh, and if you Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner, it's fine. The third bullet point says if there is little ambiguity around the absence of a reasonable defence. All right, that doesn't really apply to any of this. Now, these criteria have also been used in the assessment made by Thames Valley Police of the potential breaches in their jurisdiction. Having applied those criteria, the Met carried out a thorough and impartial investigation into allegations of breaches of COVID regulations at Downing Street and Whitehall under Operation Hillman. So this is about the fixed penalty notices, but they did say the Met also previously carried out an investigation into an event in Matthew Parker Street on the 14th of December 2020. That is the Tory Central Office, CCHQ. That was the party with Sean Bailey. And so now they're going to be reopening that, investigating that, but also officially launch the probe into Bernard. Yes, sir. Sir Bernard. Sir Bernard Jenkin, who his team and his spokesperson came out to finally respond to us, finally tell the press and media something. Because Bernard Jenkin has been in hiding for a while, ever since this story broke, and hasn't been commenting on any of it. The response is basically no comment. So he said it is not appropriate to comment on a continuing investigation. What is the point of commenting if you're not going to comment? I understand it. I probably wouldn't comment myself if I were to break the lockdown rules. Not that I did. Yeah. Allegedly. So the police are not consistent despite what they say. I mean, they're going to claim that, well, we are the Metropolitan Police. We are different to the other police forces. Okay, I get it. But you do all address all the issues and you have to report to the Home Office. So I'm not really sure why we have different tiers right now in this country when it comes to the way they approach things. I know jurisdictions are different, but enforcing the law should be the same regardless of the location of any potential crime. So, as I said, apologies that I'm talking about Partygate nonsense again and Bernard Jenkin and Privilege Committee. I didn't want to. I thought this is going to be technically over, even though I knew it wasn't going to be. But it is actually it's important to actually expose and remind people that it's not just about the rule makers who were the rule breakers. This is the invitation, save the date, for the Jingle and Mingle party. Jingle and Mingle party, Monday, 14th of December, 6 p.m. and at Matthew Parker Street. So one issue I have is those who created the rules and broke the rules, right? I also have an issue with the others in the establishment who went with the moral high ground. So that includes Harriet Harman, Bernard Jenkin, Chris Bryant, and all the others, Keir Starmer, Angela Rayner, and some of them allegedly have also broken the rules themselves. Same applies to Kay Burley and Beth Rigby at Sky News. The people who went out there and decided to be scrutinising the establishment and the government and Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson. Well, you're not the angels that you want people to think you are. And this is important because right now, the mainstream media have their own narrative. They are going to use this story tomorrow, the rest of tomorrow, and they're going to be distracted again. And they're going to distract the public again instead of talking about important issues. So today I am talking about this, but on this channel, earlier on, we've also talked about other important issues. We're not going to get distracted the whole day with just one idiotic topic that completely distracts everybody else. But you're going to see this happening in the media, as usual. They're going to be talking about, like today, the whole thing was about Chris Bryant versus Rishi Sunak in the House of Commons. They've has become a new member of the channel. Thank you so much, Dave, for joining. Thanks for all the support, guys. If you want to become a member, you can click on the join button. Actually, I forgot to post the members Q&A this morning. The members Q&A, where I answer the questions from the members, will go out after this tonight. All right, let's focus on this. Let's go to the live chat, and then I'm going to go back to the main topic as well. Merck says, Bernard Jenkin must have used hate speech. What do we have here? Frank says, a real investigation or cover-up of a member of the kangaroo court. I only ask because they refused till now to look into it. Yeah, maybe it's now time. Now that they've published a report into Boris Johnson, the kangaroo court, maybe it's time for them to throw one of their own members under the bus, because they don't need Bernard Jenkin anymore, do they? So I don't think Harriet Harman or Chris Bryant, these guys, are going to be having any problem with Bernard Jenkin going down, because he was useful for a bit during the inquiry against Boris Johnson. Now that's all gone, and the report is official, it's formal, it's out. I don't think they have any appetite keeping him. What do we have? Marcus says, I never did any of it, kept my business going in lockdown, saw all family and friends, never jabbed, never masked, never got sick, neither did any of my family. I knew it was a crock. Yeah. So that was a lot of people. So while the mainstream media, when Boris Johnson and Downing Street were doing the parties and all that nonsense, the mainstream media wanted to create this narrative that everybody in the country is angry at Boris Johnson because they were following the rules and Boris Johnson and his people were breaking the rules and it was unfair. The reason a lot of other people were angry was because we were saying, well, you're hypocrites. You would have fined us if we had broken the rules, but you also yourself clearly didn't really care about the rules. So you were breaking them. So it wasn't necessarily because, oh, I feel so angry because they should have also followed the rules like me. My argument is that, well, none of us, the rules shouldn't have been there in the first place. There's especially the group of 6 or 10 p.m. curfew or Scotch eggs and all that weird period we went through. Also, today was the anniversary of the return after the first lockdown. So we had that first big lockdown, and then 4th of July was today, and the day when we could go back to pubs properly. And I was looking at the old photos of me. I'm going to see if I can find it. There's one photo of me because we couldn't go to the hairdressers. We couldn't really cut our hair. And I was in a very difficult position because even if I would have, some people did get a haircut during the lockdown. They broke the rules, right? I couldn't have because I was in front of camera every day. So the police would have seen one day Mahyar Tusi has big hair, big straight afro, and then the next day his hair's gone short. This is me on the day. Look at this. Look at this chaos. Where is it? There we go. Look at this hair. That was me on the first day when we came back from lockdown. Anyway, let's go back to you guys. I'm angry with all of them, traitors, for betraying the country on all fronts, from Brexit to immigration to all the BS, the that's how it is, laws they forced upon all of us. Yeah, this is why I'm angry. This is a big chunk of us in the country. That's why we're saying that we should expose them. Mike says, are we ever going to see an investigation on the establishment putting pressure on people to put the COVID as a cause on death certificate? No, that's never going to happen. I think with all the things that we could hope for in terms of any investigation to the lockdown harms, for example, that's more likely. I mean, still not going to happen, but compared to this, that's more likely to happen, or a version of it. Some of the scandalous stuff that happened, whether it was the mainstream media actually breaking their own rules. So the media are regulated massively, Ofcom and all the others. So they have obligations. The media were going around, not necessarily, I'm not accusing any of them specifically, or like BBC. BBC didn't do it. But there were other media outlets going around sharing images from Italy and China, showing people having seizures on the streets or coffins and everything else, saying this is what's happening. This was like February. And So that was a massive lie. That scared a lot of people. There's not going to be any investigation into that. Those who lost their lives and the way the hospitals treated it, behaved, don't think there's going to be any investigation into that. There could be an investigation overall into it, very vaguely, into the lockdown harms, very vaguely about, okay, what's happened to the missed, cancelled cancer treatments and operations. Something like that. But right now, the inquiry that we're seeing is basically about the lockdown policy should have been sooner and harder. So this inquiry that you've been seeing over the last couple of weeks, with David Cameron, George Osborne, and all the others who are going to be appearing in front of it, it was about their preparation for lockdowns, even before 2020. So this inquiry that we're saying is not really relevant to what we want for it to happen. This is about learning the lessons to do lockdowns properly next time. It's sad. Frank says, if the UK laws are the same, then the policing of those laws should also be the same. But exactly, that was my point about the different police forces. When the Metropolitan Police, and again, this is going back to Bernard Jenkin, they would say one thing about whether they should investigate him or not, whether they should investigate Boris Johnson's birthday cake or not. And then you got Durham Police. They said something else about whether they should investigate Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner for having beer and curry. Jurisdictions are fine. That's the whole point of different police forces. But you should have a blanket policy in terms of enforcing the existing laws in this country. It's the rule of law. It doesn't matter if it's in London or Durham. We have the same law. So at least they're both in England. It makes no sense. So that's been the biggest issue. And this investigation should have happened weeks ago when we announced it. But clearly, they needed more evidence. And the evidence was there. But they also did want someone to actually officially complain. Well, we did hear that days after it came out, somebody did complain. They officially complained to the police. So it took them until now to officially launch it. So this is where we are. But also, again, for those of you who joined late, if you are watching from the United States of America live, Happy Treason Day. It's 4th of July. Happy Treason Day to all of you ungrateful colonials. But yeah, happy birthday, America. Hopefully you are having a great, great time. Stay away from the chaos that's happening in London. There's so much happening today. We've got the ULEZ court case happening. Oh, I forgot. There's a live poll, by the way, in the live chat. I'm going to talk about ULEZ court case. So I ask you guys, which is more likely to happen? Bernard Jenkin being found guilty, Nigel Farage winning against the banks, or the ULEZ court case win against Sadiq Khan? 23% of you think it will be Bernard Jenkin who will be found guilty. 46% of you believe Nigel Farage will win against the banks, and 32% believe that the ULEZ court case will win against the Sadiq Khan. So this is about ULEZ. I don't know where we're going to go with this, because today is the official day at High Court, which actually around the corner from here. They started the sessions. We had Alan Miller and the Together Association. They were there. Howard Cox, Reform UK, London Mayoral candidate, was there. And Sadiq Khan's defense has slightly changed. Slightly. The tone has changed about ULEZ. Until now, ULEZ was supposed to be part of net zero. Net zero, clean, save the environment. Now it's about public health, according to Sadiq Khan. And they say ULEZ should happen to save people's lives. Because we need cleaner air. The same mayor who has been ignoring what's going on in London Underground. It makes no sense. The toxic dust in the London Tube is much worse than what's happening on the streets. We have evidence. We showed you on this video. If you go with a device down on the underground and check the numbers, and you come up on the streets, you can actually breathe better out here. So, but the Mayor of London doesn't care about that. So this is going to be City Hall's defence line against the 5 Tory-led councils who started this court case. Anyway, so that's the official thing. And the Nigel Farage bank thing, we are going to cover that in a second. But for those of you who joined late, let's quickly give you the update on the Metropolitan Police's statement again on the issue of Bernard Jenkin and what happened at Tory Central Office, CCHQ, because the video came out a couple of weeks ago. showing the Tory staffers dancing around very badly drunk. And so they're going to be reopening that investigation as well. They have said that the Met and the Thames Valley Police have assessed new material in relation to potential breaches of COVID regulations in 2020 and 2021. The Met will be opening one investigation and reopening a previous investigation. So one of them will be into Bernard Jenkin, who has now said it's not appropriate to comment on a continuing investigation. No comment. I take the fifth. And the other one is into the Jingle and Mingle party. Where was my invite? That's why I'm angry. Where was my invite? Save the date, Monday, 14th of December, 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah, 6 p.m. This was for Sean Bailey for London holiday party. So embarrassing. Cringe. So this is where we are with these guys. And now I'm going to do something new. Every now and then we get hate mail, hate comments, or questions, or criticisms. I'm going to read a couple of them. Some of them basically the ones that I need to clarify, because I can't go through all the comments in every video. But sometimes I just quickly scroll down and see what's going on. So apologies if you don't get a reply from me. So I'm going to respond to a few here. Frederick said, oh, this is about the Rwanda policy. Okay. Maya, for goodness sake, read the Rwanda policy. It is a con. 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 5 cons. For every migrant we send to Rwanda, we are obliged to bring to the UK a Rwanda, refugee. So I get these comments a lot. If it's quite difficult. I can't really ask you guys to watch every single video because you have a life. But if you happen to watch them properly, I've already exposed the problem with the Rwanda policy a year ago. I've already attacked the Rwanda policy. I've already talked about how this is a grey area because we have to take in the vulnerable migrants while we send a few refugees or illegal migrants to Rwanda. We've already talked about that. So that's that. Captain something, Pig, says, Maya Tusi, a name with Islamic ancestry. Yet you pander to the white Brexit man in this country. No matter how much you bash Islam and denounce your roots, you will forever be seen as an immigrant yourself. House out, LOL. That's not lots of love. All right. Neither Maya, the word Maya, name Maya, nor Tusi have any links to Islam or the Arab world. It's not Islamic, it's not Arabic, it's Persian. I'm not a Muslim, never been, and I'm not really interested in that religion, and it just makes no sense. Obviously, I'm a son of a political refugee, so yeah, I know I'm an immigrant. So, well, I can't really, that's not my choice. It's not my fault I was born somewhere else. So, but I still love this country. I will protect the values that allowed me and my family to have a fresh start in life. And we have to protect not just the values, but our nation, our border, and the basic constitution that still runs the country. And I know we're losing every bit of our freedoms and democracy every day, but we have to fight, regardless of your skin color, regardless of your family's background. You have to be British, you have to be proud of being British, and you have to be a British freedom fighter. That's what I advocate. So thank you for that comment. But no, I'm not Islamic. Next one. Tim Pool and Maya Tusi keep insisting that the mainstream media is dead. Yet, all the sources they use for their independent journalism is the mainstream media. Hypocrisy? All right, so I'm not a journalist. We're media broadcasters. Secondly, there's a difference between, when it comes to mainstream media, there's a difference between media and the press. Newspapers are journalists. Newspapers find the stories. Media broadcasters broadcast them. Whether it's Sky News, Channel 4, GB News, Talk TV, or Maya Tusi or Tim Pool from the new independent media outlets. So the journalists do their stories. The TV channels or online channels, we broadcast them. We get our sources from the newspapers as well as actually independent outlets anyway, and some of exclusive stories that we do on this channel. We don't get stories from Sky News or BBC News. I don't really bring story from you guys from Channel 4. It makes no sense Because Channel 4 will be doing the same things that we'll be doing. Well, I mean, if they did, that's the problem. They should really listen to us, but they're not. Oh, God, I need a break. Anyway, yeah, let's go to the live chat, get a couple of reactions from you guys before I let you guys go. Martin says, shall we all move to Australia? No, we're not that hopeless yet. Apologies to all the Australian viewers. It's just too far. Let's see what we have here. Roy says, nice one, Maya. Ignore the dummies. I like the dummies. The dummies, they who watch this channel every day. There's a few left-wing trolls who leave comments every day. They don't realize they're helping us because they click on the videos and they watch the adverts. You're helping me fund my channel by every time you click on a video and leave a hate comment. So keep doing it, guys. Keep the dummies. Keep doing it. Dave says Maya is one of the most British people I know. Thank you so much. And well said, Maya. Lancashire says, what else do we have? You can't choose in which country your dad's weak chat up line worked. That's fair. All right. What do we have? Oh, yes. Will Banks, Stephen says, will banks start to close your account if they are red flagged because they do not like who you subscribe or pay membership to, causing the organization to have no funding? I believe, luckily, because this issue of the banking cancellations and everything else has now become a big issue because of Nigel Farage exposing it, and he's got a big platform. I'm hopeful that there's now going to be enough pressure from the Treasury and obviously the masses in the country. We are going to be seeing changes. I think the banks are finally going to be, not that they're going to become good guys, not that they're going to change their mind, they're not going to be woke anymore, but they will be under the spotlight. They will feel the pressure. So I don't think, if Nigel Farage wins this battle, which I think he will, I don't think that they're going to randomly cancel me like next month or next year, or people like me. I'm not going to be completely blind faith optimistic, but the banks have been getting away with this mainly because nobody said anything. It's the same thing with all the issues. For example, the grooming scandals for decades. Nobody said anything initially, and those who spoke out, we're talking about decades ago, and those who spoke out got completely shut down and covered up by the police, the local authorities themselves, and the NHS. But the moment it got big and bigger, unfortunately, it's still happening, but the local authorities and the police are feeling the pressure more to not completely cover it up. There will still be those in the position of power who will do the cover up, and we have to keep exposing it. So you can't really have a perfect society, unfortunately, anymore. Jim says, Maya, people should have worked out that you're not a Muslim because you like to go for a beer. I literally finished the videos earlier. I went for a beer and I had to run back to do this live stream. I thought I was done for the day, but then the police announced this investigation into Bernard Jenkin. So I'm not drunk. It's never good when someone says, I'm not drunk, but Mike has also just become a member of the channel. Thank you so much, Mike. Thanks for all the support everybody has been watching. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. We're going to have more stuff to talk about tomorrow. Also, massive thank you to everybody who recently subscribed to this channel, and those of you who actually helped share the channel with your friends and family to subscribe. We've literally got almost 7,000 new subscribers over the last few days, week or so. We are now on 296,040 subscribers. So we are basically about 4,000 subscribers to go, and we're going to get to 300k. So help us reach 300,000 subscribers, and we're going to throw a big party to celebrate with all you guys, like we did with the 100,000 subscribers. For those of you who remember those days, the good old days. We had a big party in London. Anyway, let me know what you think of this chaos, and let me just give you guys the latest result of the live poll before we go. There was also I think there was a super chat I missed as well. Apologies, I'll find it. Oh yes. Oh no, it's Kevin, one of the members of the channel, saying thank you for all you do. I asked you guys, which is more likely to happen? 23% of you believe that Bernard Jenkin will be found guilty. 47% of you believe that Nigel Farage will win against the banks. And 30% of you believe that the ULEZ court case will win against Sadiq Khan. I think, yeah, I'm going to go with the Nigel Farage one. I have a feeling Sadiq Khan is going to win this court case against you. I don't do predictions, but I don't have good feelings about how things are going. Anyway, thank you so much. Kev has, become a new member. Thank you so much, Kev, a new member. Thank you so much for everything again. I've been saying thank you for all night. I'm Mahyar Tusi, and we are the media.